if my kids are watching that, because, you know, social media is like media in general. They
Yep.
gravitate to whatever people consistently watch. I've
Yeah.
never gotten this many messages from people. How do I do a much better job connecting with people with my, like, the stuff I'm posting daily, right?
We are back. While Tristan's searching for something, let me just go ahead and apologize to Brian and you.
Ah,
We have not been consistently recording podcasts because, there's this little thing that's been going on in California that has caused Tristan to not have a voice. And so we're back. We have no agenda today, so we're going to talk about some of the things that we maybe missed over the last few weeks. But most importantly, Tristan, how the hell are you feeling and what's going on in California, dude?
much better, dude. I'm not there yet, which is
I hear
crazy.
it. I hear it. Yeah.
It's nuts. So first, California's doing better. Um, it's interesting. The two things. First, I'm happy to be back. So glad you're safe too and healthy, Jeff. Um, the interesting thing is that we always have fires, right? I mean, I always tell you, wait, they're gonna shut off my power, right? Just
Hmm.
because high
Hmm.
winds or there's a fire. But it's never really, well, two things. One, it's never been covered this much. And I think it was covered a lot because of the damage of
The
the physical
magnitude.
it
Yep.
did to the specific area. Like we've had fires that are bigger, but we've never had fires that consume more valuable property ever in all history, right? So I think that, and it's in the, what is this, movie capital of the world, right? So
Hmm. Hmm.
obviously that had a lot to do with it. But that just gives you, it really gives you a taste of what's always going to happen here, because a lot of the areas that we have homes on are already in a fire. They've been built in a fire zone. And I don't know that a lot of people realize that. Like I back up to a fire hazard area and the fire has come up to my backyard before. So it's just the way it's been, unfortunately. And it's going to continue to happen
Yeah.
until we either build homes that have fire uh, fire resistant or fire proofing your homes in some way. Like the guy who saved his home with all the sprinkler systems and all that. I'm like, that is brilliant. That was all over Instagram and
I
TikTok.
didn't see that. I did not see that.
Oh, I'll send it to you. The guy's an ex-engineer. Is like, but dude,
So
it,
explain what happened.
so this guy sets up this special foam that's fire resistant that shuts
Okay.
off that kills the fire, and all the and has sprinkler systems that are aiming at his house all throughout the house, right? So he said, I left my home with the system on, and when he came back, his home was still there. Like it was
Wow.
one of the only
So it's
homes.
almost like the fire just worked around it
It went
probably.
around. You could totally tell where it went around.
Wow.
So yeah, that helped. And then obviously other material. I realized that that's why they build a lot of our homes with stucco, and they have the clay tile roofs. All of those help in not igniting fires or are more fire retardant. I had no idea.
I didn't
So
know that. I
me
didn't
either. I
know
was
that
like,
that's the reason for stucco. I just assumed it was more of a weather resistant thing.
me too. I had no idea it was stucco and the clay ceiling roof things that I'm looking at, the tiles. Anyway, we're much
Well,
better, but I inhaled a lot of the fucking smoke. So
I guess you and I imagine what happened to you is probably a lot of people encountered the same medical.
yeah, those that could inhale it or were close enough. Yeah, because it was just at like 2 hours when I was in it, and then I came back. It was my throat was burning, and I was like, shit, I should have wore a mask, number one, right? Because all the little ashes I couldn't see. And then my voice disappeared. And then I think here's what happened. I think it was the anxiety and the stress that then got me sick because I had no voice. And then literally like a week and a
Sure.
half later, I started like sniffling. I was like, oh crap. And then I got sick. I was like, oh, that turned into sickness. So I've been no voice for three and a half weeks now. Sucks.
Well, that tells you the magnitude or the severity of what was going on because you are one of the most unfrazzled human beings I know. And if that stressed you out, which not logically, right? But still, I'd be honest with you, expected you to kind of be like, have a positive attitude about it. But if it stressed you
Well,
out, that tells you how freaking serious
I,
this shit
yeah,
is.
dude. I really don't care about the house. I'm like, oh, leaving it. We've done it before. But my kids are a little older now, and they asked us, they were telling me stuff like I'm scared, right? And I was like, oh, damn it. That the kids part is the stuff that really gets to you. But I
Well,
was
it's
watering my house. I'd never watered my house before. I was like, oh,
watered your house.
let's freaking
Wow.
water the house. Because the fire was a quarter of a mile from me, right? That's like, dude, that's like right there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how fast is this thing gonna spread to my house? Let's water my house. Anyway,
That but also, bringing this back to social a little bit, into your kids, like it's the fear mongering. That's the problem with with our society today. It's the problem with social
yep.
and I guarantee that probably contributed to probably your kids' feelings. Not only the fear mongering specifically from social, but the fear mongering from maybe kids at school who were also consuming fear mongering, and that's
Yeah.
sad.
I mean, if we want to play it on social, which is why we're here, I never seen a fire covered so much on social media. And you watch the algorithm work really well both on Instagram and TikTok, because that's where I was primarily on. Primarily on both. If you jumped into the fire maybe two or three videos in, it was over. Your algorithm was the fire only for a few days.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, that if my kids are watching that, because, you know, social media is like media in general. They
yeah,
gravitate to whatever people consistently watch, right?
yeah. Well,
So
not
it's,
only that, geocentric as well.
yeah, but I was getting messages from all over, dude.
Yeah,
Like I've
yeah,
never gotten this many messages from people.
it's true. Yeah,
That's how social was really, which to me, man, to me, it's like the power of social media, insane, Jeff. Like,
yeah.
how do I do a much better job connecting with people with my like the stuff I'm posting daily, right? And it just made me think, I was like, okay, got it, which is a good transition here. I wanted to talk to you about this. I'm
Well,
gonna send, okay,
before you
go.
do, hold that thought. I wanted to also point out to you, are you on HubSpot's daily email or weekly email or whatever they send out?
I am.
I already deleted it today, so I can't pull it back. But I always scroll HubSpot. They got one of the best emails, by the way. If you don't subscribe to HubSpot's email, they got some really good stuff. But one of the little blurbs at some point in it, because you scroll, I look at it on mobile, was about all of the startup companies that are now working towards, and maybe it already had been on, helping mitigate future buyers. And it kind of talked about it. It's pretty interesting. It kind of even gave a couple of examples. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I did scroll through it this morning. If I find it, I'll send it over to you.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then it might be good content for you. As a kind of a green screen with the article. I don't know, because it's obviously much more relevant to your geographic area than mine.
yeah, that's true, buddy. That is very true. And I love doing the green screen news too. So I'll tell you something that I noticed. Give me one second. Because I had a lot, while you have no voice, you can't make videos. So I had a
Yeah.
lot of time I had a lot of time to create and think, right? There
So
was
what'd you do? You didn't stop posting.
no, I got better at posting written stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things that I had written, I refined for a few days and I didn't post it until this weekend and it fucking got like they got 1,300 likes in lab coats. And then on my personal one, it got 307 shares. And it's long, dude. It's not short.
On which platform?
Go to my personal one, it's there too.
On Instagram?
On Facebook because it's written. I could have done it on LinkedIn, which I should have done it, but I only posted it on in Lab Code Agents, a Facebook group, and my personal page. In fact, I'm just gonna copy paste it and put it up on LinkedIn while you're scrolling through, because this deserves.
The one just a day ago?
Yeah, just the
Yeah,
day ago. The
I
one
see
that says
that. I
I
did
want
see
every.
that one. Yeah.
So I
Yep.
wrote that during me not having a voice. And I finally decided to post it after. Here's how I've been posting lately because I'm dyslexic. Remember, my um, numbers and letters get reversed like for real. Um, so a lot of the times when I used to post, I would get people, people are like, "Hey, you misspelled this shit. Hey, that's not how you spell it." Even at Success Magazine, the editors would hate me, by the way. So everything that I write, not only do I go through it three, four, five times, then I throw it into ChatGPT and I say, fix the grammar. So that's helped me probably the most by far. And so I went through there and finally, after like six revisions, I threw it in and I was like, and you never know what's going to hit, dude. That's a
Hmm.
crazy thing, right?
Hmm.
But written's, I've been having to lean a lot more on written lately. And I'm surprised, like, this shit's crazy. Like,
Hmm.
written
It's a good
works.
lesson.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson because I hear this from I'll use an example, Daniel Sala, who you know very well, and I kind of quasi guide him and hold him accountable. And he was doing really well at doing the weekly geographic, what's going on this weekend in Bakersfield, and he was doing really good for about 60 to 90 days, and then he just fell off the map for about 45 days, which is no, also normal. His
Yeah.
excuse, well, I got sick and I just, I couldn't do it. And I'm like, Daniel, I hate to tell you this, but the algorithm doesn't care. And I said, this is where you have to find it in yourself. Maybe you're not in the videos, but this is where it's a perfect example. And I said, I know the feeling, been sick, been laid up in bed. But the one thing that I know that we do when we're sick is a lot of sleeping, which isn't useful time, but watching television, right? Or watching social media. And I'm like, I know you're sick and I know it's not the first thing on your mind, but instead of laying up consuming, lay up, and produce. And this is where you lean into text written. This is where you lean into CapCut templates. This is where you lean into things that don't have you in it. But gosh, to say there's not an opportunity, it's a great lesson, and I want everybody to hear what just happened. Tristan's been dodging me now for like 4 or 5 weeks because of his voice, but it hasn't stopped him. And I asked you this, like, have you slowed down on posting? And the answer is no, because you can't. And we've been, you and I we were talking about AI last week, and I was kind of grilling you about that. Like, there was one platform that's a social posting, and I was grilling you, but are you using it?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
and it was with intent because I really want to know, like, does this stuff, moral of the story, where there's a will, there's a way, and you just have to get creative and you have to find it. And you have to understand that consistency is so incredibly important. Um, don't use sick, don't use busy, don't use vacation as an excuse. Build it into the cadence of your day and don't compromise.
Yeah. That's it. That's true, man. Very good point on that. And while I was sick, not only was I posting written content, I was also trying to see what I could maybe level up on or I'm gonna change my approach on some things. One, I
And
was I was forced to in writing, which by the way, holy shit, I need to write a lot more, right? That was number one lesson, right? Because two of my posts blew the crap up written. Um, the other thing is I just texted it to you into in. I discovered very, very, very like few companies. They are creating these. Um, I sent you just one. I'll send you another one. These short little shows, and I dug into the other one, and I'll send it to you. But this one that I sent you is called Brooklyn Coffee Shop. Everyone, go check out it's at Instagram. It's at BK, the letter B as in boy, K as in king, and coffee shop. BK Coffee Shop. And it's these two creators, and they are running a fake coffee shop. People walk in and they order coffee, and the coffee shop owners, the female and the male, they're just they're very they're uh they're on the extreme side. They don't offer good customer service. It's hilarious. And the point is, it's a newer account and it gives you an idea of what content is actually working at a high level right now. It's bright. This is like the new style, short, very short shows that is entertainment. I was talking to Jarek Robbins and he sent me, this is Tony Robbins' son. He sent me his dad's interview with Jordan Peterson and he goes, watch this. He goes, because me and my dad were talking about this. And he sent me a specific clip in it, and I'll send it to you, Jeff. And Tony's like, the world that we're in now completely shifted from when I started doing all of this. And now the way to people's eyes and minds and hearts is entertainment first. And then they'll listen to what you have to sell them, who you are, your opinions, everything. It's entertainment.
Mhm.
And then I watch this and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm thinking of Why Realty, right? I'm thinking of Why Realty, and I'm just going to take you through my live mental process because I texted it to myself. And I thought, I go, this is brilliant, the coffee one. I go, if we can do this as real estate agents, and I was thinking of you, Jeff. I don't know what, but something, right? On the Ozarks, like a show, little tiny, like minute and a half show. I was thinking for Why Realty, it would be everyone walking into the doors of our fake Why Realty brokerage. And that one's called X Realty, right? And they fucking suck at service. Like they're on the phone, they're like, wait. Or you come in, it's like, hey, I want to see a home. And they're like, and then you go through like what a shitty real estate agent does. These are all little clips. But at the end, it'd be like, don't go to X Realty, go to Y, or don't go to X, go to Y. But just the short the short clips of what a shit agent or brokerage does versus, I mean, everyone knows what they should do. Just showing the shit. And I was like, man, these little shows in whatever it is that we do for our business. This could really, really go, like Tony says, it's the entertainment route that we need to capture more. Jeff, I
And
realized through this whole sickness, I'm fucking not doing enough. That's it. And it pissed me, which you
what?
realize every day, by the way. I know you
Right,
do.
right. It's never enough. Yeah. What is the what was it that he shared with you originally? Remind me again. He said, check this out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
He texted it to me. It was an interview that Tony Robbins did with Jordan Peterson, psychologist, a week and a half ago, I think it was. Well, 2 weeks ago. It's a
So it
new
was an interview, but in the interview, did they cite specific accounts?
no, but
They
Tony
just
said,
talked about the concept, which is like the Brooklyn coffee.
yeah, he said entertainment. He didn't mention these companies. He just said what a lot of companies are getting wrong now is that the way to the consumer's mind, heart, and soul, everything is
Yeah,
entertainment first.
yeah.
Entertainment first. And I was like, fuck, I'm guilty of that. Like, dude, look what I do okay in some, but for me, I'm always thinking like, oh, I got to give them education and information, right? Which is great, right? But like I am lacking dramatically on the entertainment side.
Yeah.
And I just need to shift
Mhm.
to be able to offer that first.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, look at the speed tour guy, right?
Yeah.
Entertainment. And now all the other doors are opening. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to really wrap this one up too. Just stay on this topic, because also I think a lot of anybody listening, all three of you, is that how do you define entertainment? And I think that's where people get lost because you think of entertainment, you immediately probably think of humor. Um, or, you think of parodies, or you think of massive creativity, but that's not, yes, it encompasses all of those, but entertainment is defined differently for everyone. And, to some, entertainment is sitting down on the couch with a book.
Yeah. That's
And
a,
so, like, I think, God, people really
find
need
your
to
audience
analyze this.
first,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You got to analyze this,
Yeah.
to understand. Yeah, you're right. But I also think that nowadays, too, because what like this Brooklyn coffee shop, which I actually have a question about that, but nowadays, people it's more about it's more about it's more about the connection that I can make. That's why I've succeeded at the Ozarks because I make a connection with people. And
Yeah,
you
but
already got my wheels spinning on that.
you're also, hold on. You're also very entertaining, dude. I mean,
Well,
whether
I
you
was
be or not, you're fucking entertaining.
because I'm raw. Yeah. I
Well,
obviously I've leaned into that, like the cussing,
yeah.
the self-deprecation, the I mean, you know what's funny too, by the way? I want to share this
Um,
with you on that point. We recently did one of our long forms was on a property that was on the lake, the Ozark Empire show, where the buyer was somebody who wanted to start a nudist colony, and he did buy this house. So of course, I made the
that's
prop. Now he's selling the house, so he didn't even keep it for a year. But of course, I made it very 70s pornish feeling, right? And
wait,
somebody
I saw that episode. Yeah.
did you? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's here's the response I got from the broker. So I did it with an agent. His name is Drew. And the broker, who's a very good friend of mine, actually, I do content for her, said I had feedback that that video gave people the ick. And I said, listen, that wasn't necessarily designed for you. That was designed for me. But without being kind of a total dick, it's like you understand this is why I have a big audience. And I didn't say it, and you don't.
I mean,
Um,
you should have
because
said it.
but because she's a client, but she understands. But it's like you try in this person's case, you try to stay so politically correct and you try to stay so much in the gray, which is where everybody stays, and you
Yeah.
don't gain it. You have to be willing to take a risk and know that you're going to turn some people off with
Well,
you know,
take a risk for the audience you want to attract, right? I think people forget that a lot of people try to fit into everyone's peg and
yeah,
and you're not leaning into
you're going to get almost no one.
your specific audience. Yeah. Like, dude, is it the one that says, "Did you party in this lakefront Empire home?" Where it says close optional as the
Yeah,
graphic?
yeah, correct,
Yeah, I
exactly.
watched
Close
that.
optional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I got you with close optional, probably.
Well, I was sick, so I was scrolling through your shit. It's like, oh, let's watch Jeff's stuff. I'll give him support.
So I got a question.
And
I is because I know we're running out of time here. The Brooklyn coffee shop.
yeah.
What is it? What is their goal? If it's not actually a coffee shop, what is it?
No, and it's not even it's that's not even the name of the coffee shop. I think they just started a show just to start an audience, right? They thought it would be absurd. I reached out to her, the main creator.
Puja?
Yeah, I reached out to her and I'm waiting to see if we can get her on. Actually, it was for us because I like that strategy. She's not super big either, like right under 100,000 followers because they literally just started this shit.
42,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
she personally is at
yeah,
99.5. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
personally. So they just
That's like
started.
so what yeah, what is she yeah, what does she do?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm telling you, and I'll send you another one that's an actual real company that's story driven with little shows, not humorous, but entertaining still, which I think you and I might be able to learn a little bit more from. Anyway, this got me rolling. I was like, man, I really I need to embrace entertaining my specific audience better. And what does that look like? I don't know yet, man. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, I think this actually this is a great example of why God, there's going to be so much differentiation going forward. Like because so many people just do not understand. And it's actually Brian, I'll talk to Brian specifically here. We were I specifically shared the same speed tour. I shared it with you, but I shared it to my story. I am wildly entertained by that guy. And most of the feedback I got from sharing that story was he's annoying, can't stand him.
Perfect.
And Brian was one of them. And I don't mean this, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but this kid gets it, and you, Brian, and a lot of others don't. And this is what we have to start wrapping our heads around because
Huh.
it ain't your grandpa's social media anymore.
No, man, Jeff, hold on. Shit. I know we went over, but fuck it. Imagine you have a fake, you're like the Ozarks. Um, you're like customer service for Ozarks, like a little storefront. Welcome to the Ozarks. That'd be fucking hilarious, man. Like
And
in person,
then
like these little
and
like 60-minute stints. So
And
where
then
what
like reverse psychology, like how disgusting the Ozarks is, how overpopulated it is. That's
yeah.
good.
Dude, that'd be fucking hilarious.
So so
You
I
would be the Ozarks. There's no
you
other show for the Ozarks.
you know how I've talked about like creating like a welcome center type thing, a visitor center. So it's like
Yes,
I legitimately create one, but then
you
I create a
legitimately have one.
satire. Yeah, then there's the
People would
satire.
go to the Ozarks and look, okay, where's the Welcome Center? They're like, no, 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 it's fucking fake. It's not real.
That would be good. That
That'd
would
be
be good.
so good.
I like that.
Oh,
I need
dude.
to, I need to, by the way, we'll end with this. I'm actually meeting a kid, a 20-year-old kid tonight. He's got his own media company down here at the lake to talk to him about potentially hiring him because I need help. So we'll see where that goes.
Well, that would be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Good talk, man. I miss
Yes.
talking.
I know, dude. Actually, I think that these podcast episodes going forward need to be less about like social media news and just more conversational because I think a lot comes out of it.
Well, I think you and I are always thinking what else we can do because we always feel like we're behind. So I think sharing what we're learning and where we want to go and what we're implementing will help.
I
Good
agree.
call.
I
Good
agree.
call. Thanks, everybody. Bye, Brian.